Hey Libra, welcome to Arya Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Libra. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. They want this to be an equal give and take. And again, I'm feeling like this is an attitude that they've adopted in their life in general. So this could bleed over into other relationships that they have. They want it to be an equal give and take. And, you know, to be honest, the energy that I'm feeling from person A is that they may have actually been willing in the past to give a little bit more than they were getting. In this connection and in other connections, they might be the type of person that is so giving and so generous that they do tend to overgive. And I feel like this is even somebody who could be okay with that to a certain extent, because they are, I just feel this sense of devotion from this person. It's a very, very sweet energy. I feel like it's not that they want to be taken advantage of, but they do want to give their all to this. I just feel like they will go to great lengths to protect this relationship and to make person B feel loved and feel cared for. I do see that with this energy of balance showing up for person A, they may be reaching a point where they realize this need to take care of themselves or to nurture themselves a little bit more, or to nurture themselves just as much as they nurture this connection or as they nurture those people in their life. So yeah, there's kind of this feeling coming through for person A. A little bit of a heavier feeling, to be honest. This is really, really beautiful energy, but I feel like there's something beneath it. I feel like this person may have actually been taken advantage of in past relationships, or maybe even earlier on in this relationship. They could have felt that relationships that they've experienced haven't been very balanced in the past. This can even be relationships with friends and family members. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it's like I think there's someone who has experienced this this kind of unbalanced connection, and they're just reaching a point where that's not what they want to experience anymore. I feel like this is somebody who can definitely relate to putting in all the work to a relationship, being the one to put in all the work and not necessarily always getting the reward for that work, or not always getting the recognition for that work. I do feel like by nature, this is someone who's very, very nurturing, very caring person, and that sometimes that kind of nurturing and caring nature of theirs may have like bit them in the butt. Does that make any sense? I'm trying. What is the way that you say that? Like it came back to haunt them sometimes, or we'll just go with bit them in the butt. I really don't know. I don't think that's like a saying, but you know what I mean. Like when you put yourself in those kind of positions where you're kind of kicking yourself later, like, oh, I was so nice, I was so overly caring, I gave so much, and then this is the thanks I get for it. I feel like person A has experienced that numerous times, probably in relationships. Sometimes people take from them without making sure that they give something in return. So I feel like this person is seeing that, and that they really want to cultivate a sense of balance in this connection. They may have learned from previous mistakes here, so that could be really where this is coming from. But yeah, I think I'm like understanding this energy, and I think that's where the heavier energy is coming in, and this symbolism of balance, because I feel like this person wants to make sure that they don't get swallowed up by this connection, because they may have learned from past experiences that like ignoring their own needs for the sake of the relationship, or putting their own goals on hold for the sake of the relationship, or to to kind of elevate someone else, or to be that support system to someone else, that hasn't always paid off in the end. So I feel like this person is not only wanting to see balance in the relationship, but they're also looking to maintain balance within themselves. Like they're wanting to maintain a level head to a certain extent when it comes to this connection, even though they're feeling these strong feelings. They want to make sure that they don't neglect areas of their life, or neglect areas of themselves, that their personal growth is still a main part of the equation, even if they are pursuing this relationship, even if they are putting energy into this relationship. But at the same time, I feel like they are so invested in this, and that under the right circumstances, this is the type of person that will give their all to the connection. They're still willing to love at a very deep level, even though they have been hurt in the past, even though they might have been betrayed in the past. They're still willing to go there. They're still willing to connect on that level. So it's really beautiful energy. It's almost the energy of like being willingly naive in a way. Like, it's not being naive in the sense that you don't know any better. It's like being pure of heart, having the experience, knowing the hurt and the pain, but still being willing to love and to express and to give somebody a chance. And I feel like all this person asks in return is that the effort is made, that it's an equal give and take, that there's a balance there, that the love is evident. I feel like that's what this person wants. So let's move on to person B. So for person B, we did get anxiety and attachment. These are two of the heavier energies in this deck, and you can just tell by looking at the images. So I am drawn to the number 5 here, 5 indicating change, especially with this attachment card, because the attachment card can talk about things that we are attached to in our lives, things that we are bound to, things that have to change, but it can be a little difficult to make that change. So that is standing out to me. A personal evolution is kind of jumping out to me with the mask that she's holding. It's like she's removing this mask, or at least contemplating whether she wants to remove it, or, you know, potentially put the mask on. I'm reading it as removing the mask, but I suppose she could be putting the mask on. Either way, this is a change to identity. This is an evolution of some sort. I feel a lot of change over here. I feel a lot of change with person B. With person A, I don't get the feeling of a whole lot of change going on right now. I feel like this person is pretty stable in their energy. They've kind of integrated all the lessons that they've learned, and they are very stable right now. They know exactly what they want. For person B, I get this feeling of something being in flux. Like we were just talking about with the feeling of change, that they may be changing something about themselves. Also, the number 18, which would represent a 9, and 9s are about coming to the end of a cycle, approaching the end of a cycle, which of course, if we begin on a new cycle, means that there's a lot of change. It means we're on a new path. So I am feeling that there's maybe a lot of apprehension on person B's side about whatever kind of changes are going on in their life, whatever might be in flux in their life. This is talking about the need to let go of old patterns or people or fears from the past. And it's showing up with the anxiety card. It's really a strong feeling of being stuck. Because if you look at her hand, she's actually chained to that post. And so that post would represent the old. It would represent something that needs to fall away, something that she even wants to have fall away in her life, but she's feeling like she can't get away from it, like making this change isn't the easiest thing to do, and maybe even feeling a lot of fear, kind of projecting that fear into the future with this anxiety card, because anxiety is about worries about the future, worries about how something will turn out, worries about what will happen if we do make a particular change. So there's a particular situation or a person or something in this person's life that they feel chained to, something that they might feel that they can't escape. It's bringing up a lot of fear and a lot of worries about where to go from here. Where do I go from here? Who will I be when I've released this attachment? Or who will I be if I'm unable to release this attachment? Depending on what it is, this might be something that this person feels they literally can't get away from. They have to figure out how to integrate this into the new person that they would like to become, but it's a little bit hard to do. For some of you, I'm picking up on a geographical distance here between the two of you, because this person really feels like they're stuck or trapped by their location in some cases. So they might literally feel like they cannot, they can't move, they can't get out of their current circumstance. And I really do. I have the feeling of anxiety when I'm tapping into this energy, and it feels like a lot of worry about the future. It's almost like I just have that feeling like my hands are tied. There's nothing I can do. So they might feel like they want to take an action to kind of alleviate some of what they're worrying about, but like they're unable to do it for some reason. So this sense of being stuck, being chained to something, can be literal, it can be physical, like another person, or yeah, this could be the feeling of them being attached to another person, somebody that they feel they've outgrown, or that the situation has evolved past them needing to be actually attached to this person. Or this could be a group of people they feel that they're attached to. This can even be something in their life in general, or some kind of mental barrier. But I do feel like no matter what, it's causing this feeling of being like frozen in place. It feels very real to person B. Whether it's something tangible, a tangible barrier, or more of a barrier that's taking on like more of a psychological or a spiritual or an emotional type of feeling. No matter what it is for them, it feels extremely real. It is very real, even if it can't be seen, even if it can't be touched. There's a very real barrier in their mind when it comes to this. Okay. Yeah, I do feel a little bit like, I feel a little bit sad here. I think that these two people are probably very compatible, and are probably very compassionate toward each other. Especially, I feel like person A is very compassionate, but I feel like these two people can understand each other on a very deep level, and can understand some of the struggles that they're facing on a very deep level. Maybe from personal experience. It could be that that you've had very similar experiences in life. You might be at different stages of that journey, but it could be very similar experiences, and it's leading to more understanding. Okay, I want to open up this energy a little bit more and just clarify it. So we'll start with person A, Angel of Balance. And just see what this energy is. Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords. That's that heaviness that I was picking up on. So it's like, I feel like person A has probably been taken advantage of before in relationships. Has maybe even been stabbed in the back a few times, to be honest. It's almost like their kindness has been mistaken for weakness in the past. This could have to do with this connection. There could be some kind of hurt or betrayal that's taken place in this connection. Maybe even a feeling of abandonment, but this could be from past experiences. And this is what I was feeling this person has grown from, this person has learned from. They have learned from mistakes in the past, being too trusting or being too giving, but they are still at the same time somebody who is willing to be giving. Like they didn't lose this quality, they didn't lose kind of that innocence about them, even though other people in the world have not reciprocated that kind-hearted energy always. That hasn't been their experience. And I feel like this is probably why person A is able to relate to what person B is going through so much. They've been through some similar things. They might even struggle with some of these feelings of anxiety or of not being able to release circumstances in their life, even though they could have been hurtful. I feel like this is also kind of driving the need for person A to have this balanced relationship, because they want to avoid the Ten of Swords, which that's understandable. That's not really energy that any of us like to be in. So yeah, I feel like they would rather avoid that. They would rather have a balanced relationship. They want to be able to utilize this capacity that they have to love and not really have to worry that they'll be stabbed in the back. Because I do feel like this person has experienced that on numerous occasions. But it just feels like despite the pain, they're still willing to offer their heart. They're still interested in finding love and finding connection. And what they want in return is to be loved. I feel like that's what person B wants as well. They want to be loved. I feel like this is where the two of you are really connecting, is that both of you want just to be able to trust and to be able to love and to step out of this place of disappointment. Yeah. I'm really, for person A, I'm just picking up on this energy of like, they just want to know that they're cared for. Like they want to know that this person has their back. And I just feel such a feeling of compassion and understanding coming from person A. Like they are so compassionate and so kind and so gentle with person B as they're going through whatever this evolution is. I feel like they can actually be a great support for them. Because it's like on some level, it's just helpful to know that someone's in your corner. And that's really where person A excels, is being that person that's in the corner of their loved ones. They're the ones that are always there. That's totally their vibe. For person B, we have the Four of Swords. Okay. That's stuck energy. That's stuck energy. And it really mirrors this energy of attachment here. In the Four of Swords, there's not a lot of movement. It's about staying put, staying still, which can result in some realizations and in growth, and I think that's what's happening for person B. But I can see how for person A, they might not see a lot of this. It's all happening beneath the surface. I feel like person B doesn't feel like they have many options right now. I'm hearing I've made my bed, now I have to lay in it, is what I just heard for person B. So I'm not really sure what that means for them, but they may be feeling really bound to past decisions that they've made, bound to past connections, or feeling like they're powerless to change the trajectory of their life. So for now, it feels almost like they're in this energy of wait and see. Yeah, this might not be a time when person B is making a lot of changes on the surface or taking a lot of action, but this could be critical kind of downtime for them to figure out what action they might take in the future. And this could have to do with some sort of commitment that this person has made. This can be about a previous relationship, some kind of commitment having to do with that, or a family commitment, something that they feel they have to see through to the end. I'm also hearing for some of you that this could have to do with like a contract that they're under, like with their job or something. So let's say that they have to stay in a certain location for a certain amount of time. They have to be in this location to do their job for a year, and it's like not ideal for them. But there's this feeling of like, I can't get out of it, or I have to see it through. I have to wait this out. So kind of apply that to your situation if you know what's going on with this person, or if this is the side that you're resonating with. But there's a feeling that there's a lot that this person would like to change, and there's a lot of worry about what they will be able to change and what they will not be able to change and how long it's going to take. But there are some changes that they want to make. They just feel almost bound to past decisions or past agreements, past connections, something like that. But it's like they want to evolve, and something in their life is holding them in place, or they feel like it is. Because with anxiety, a lot of times it's, it can be our fears. It doesn't have to be something that is actually holding us in place, but we can feel like it is. Yeah, something is having them sit in this energy of stillness, or this energy of contemplation, which isn't always, that's not a bad thing, because that's how we figure stuff out a lot of times. So I want to look at the energy between the two. And we have fortune tellers. Interesting. Let me get another one. So this is energy that's either tying this connection together, holding this connection together, energy that the two of you are sharing at this time. And we have sloth. Okay. Let's see. So I want to start with the fortune teller's card. I find that really interesting. This could literally be referencing you seeking out like tarot readings or spiritual advice when it comes to this connection, or when it comes to your own personal growth and evolution. And because this is the energy that's kind of running between the two of you, this is something that both of you are doing. And this doesn't surprise me. The energy of person A is somebody who would be seeking out some kind of information or advice on how to navigate kind of these energies that they're going through. And person B is in this reflective time. So this could be a time that they're searching for answers or looking for signs. So I think this is something both of you are doing, both of you are experiencing at this time. I do think that signs and synchronicities could be very important to you at this time, and if so, they're important to both of you. If the two of you are not in communication right now, I feel like you two are seeing a lot of the same signs, and you might not even be aware of it right now. If you are in communication with this person, maybe you've had a discussion like, oh, I keep seeing this number, or I keep seeing this particular animal or something like that. It could even be something that reminds you of this person, like a particular sign that has to do with this connection only. Like no one else would know what this means or whatever, but it's like when you see that thing, you think of this person or you think of this connection. Both of you are having those types of experiences and kind of looking for a way to navigate this energy, looking for a sign that it might work out, looking for a sign that some of this heavier energy can be alleviated. The fortune teller's card is also a really lucky card. It's about good luck. It's about maybe having some sort of advantage. So this could be a really good omen for this connection. It could be that certain things are being made clear to each of you that are going to give you some sort of edge or some sort of advantage, give you a little bit more information that will help you make great decisions or be in the right place at the right time when it comes to this connection. Now we also have this sloth energy, and the sloth energy is very slow. it can indicate a slow moving connection, a connection that might be taking a little while to grow, to develop. It can also indicate something holding the connection back, because it can, at times this energy can be so slow that it's like a full stop. So that's kind of an indication of that. This also, like, interestingly enough, can indicate reserved energy, not just slow energy, but reserved energy. So this could be the energy of someone holding something back, someone being afraid to open up in this connection. That could have a lot to do with it. So let's look at your tarot cards. And what we're going to do is, on the left side of the spread, we're going to look at this person's feelings, and on the right side we will look at their intentions when it comes to this connection. And the bottom of the deck energy is going to represent any action that they may take in the near future when it comes to this connection. So let's look at their feelings. Whoa. What are their feelings when it comes to this connection? Yikes. Was that all your cards all at once? Okay. 10 of Swords, 7 of Wands, and the Star. Oh. Okay, so we've got that 10 of Swords energy again, and that was coming through for person A. It doesn't have to mean that that person A is your person. You could have resonated more with person A, but especially if you did, that's more of an indication of mirrored energy, I would say. Let's pull some cards for their intention, and then we'll look at the bottom of the deck as well. What are their intentions when it comes to this connection? So we have the 5 of Cups. Oh, no, I can't take all this. The Knight of Swords. The 6 of Wands. I really, bottom of the deck, the Sun. Okay. Wow. There's so much going on here. I do feel like in both cases, and this is what I was saying, that you guys are so compatible. You can understand each other on a deep level, even some of the darker sides of what you've experienced, some of the darker ways that you've like been hurt or betrayed in the past. You two can, like, you get each other when it comes to that. I think that this energy that I'm picking up on for person A must be something that is so inherent to person B as well. It could be that right now they're going through something that's making that not be like the most evident energy that comes through for them, or they could be a little bit guarded from past emotional stuff that makes that not come through. But it's like, I feel like the two of you can really relate to this, and I feel like this person wants to fight for this connection. I feel like they want to overcome all this feeling of hurt and defeat that they've experienced. It's highly likely that they've had some not so pleasant relationships, that they've been hurt, they've been betrayed, they've been stabbed in the back before, and I feel like both of you have had these sort of experiences and can relate. And there's like this part of both of you that wants to just be hopeful, like that wants to just believe that it could be different, believe that a connection could be better and more balanced and more beautiful than anything that you've experienced before. And I feel like what I'm seeing here is two people who realize that that's what they've found here. Like this relationship has the potential, or has already demonstrated to be that relationship that doesn't have to feel like this 10 of Swords. And this person feels like they are beaten down. They feel like there's not a whole lot of hope right now, and like they don't know what step to take. At the same time, they're fighting for this. Like they're defending this. they're kind of doing it in their own way right now, and they might be doing it in kind of a quiet way, but I feel like there's definitely a feeling of this is worth fighting for, this is worth doing the work for, whatever that work may be. And then we're finishing up this area of how they feel with the star. Really, really beautiful energy. Very hopeful energy. This is the energy of optimism. This is the energy of looking forward for something, like looking forward to it being beautiful, to it being, look at that balance. Do you see how she has these two pictures in her hand, and she's pouring them both out. She's achieving that balance. So wanting this to be balanced, wanting to show that it's balanced. It really could be that this person doesn't feel that they've stepped up in a very balanced way, but their hope is to be able to demonstrate that balance. I feel like these are the two like kindest hearted people ever, and like they deserve this. Like they deserve to be together. They deserve to find this. They deserve to have that one, you know, that person that will be in their corner and fight for them. That's so funny. The Seven of Wands came out, and I was talking about how they will fight for this, but then I'm thinking earlier in the energy of person A, there was kind of this idea of like they're that person that shows up, that good friend, that the person you can always count on, the person who will have your back, the person who will pick you up when you've been beaten down, when you find yourself in this Ten of Swords energy, and they understand it. And I feel like this is energy that is mirrored. Your person wants to fight for you. They want to be that person that's in your corner as well. Really, really beautiful energy. When we move over into their intentions, we have the Five of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So the Five of Cups shows somebody walking away from something, maybe feeling a bit of loss, but this is really, again, kind of that vibe of change that we were talking about in the beginning with the five on the attachment card. So I do feel like change is coming for this person. It might not be the easiest change. There might be something that they have to leave behind. There might even be a version of themselves that they have to leave behind, and kind of separating themselves from that identity might be difficult for them, but they intend to move this connection forward and to have some sense of accomplishment, have some sense of like recognition, success. I feel like they think that like this connection is the prize. They have the intention, they have the desire to win, like to win the prize, and not just for some ego driven reason. This is because they think that like this is kind of the ultimate goal. This is what they've wanted. They may have experienced a lot of Ten of Swords moments. They may feel right now like they can't really get up, or like they're not even sure if they can make a connection this deep, but they have the intention of having victory here. With the Knight of Swords, I see communication, I see swift changes, I see that this is what this person wants to do. This is their intention. There's a lot that they want to say to you. We're going to use bottom of the deck energy for any action that they may take towards you, and we have the Sun card there. So the Sun card is the happiest card in the deck. I don't know if it shows a lot in terms of what movement they will take, but it certainly shows me their feeling about how they would approach you. They want to be in a positive place when they do approach you. They want to be optimistic about what's going on. They definitely don't want to be in this anxious energy when they come forward. We can look a little deeper into this, the Wheel of Fortune. They feel like this is fated. So if they do take action, they're going to take inspired action. They're going to take action that they feel they've been guided to take. Like we were talking about with the Fortune Teller's card, this is kind of the energy of both of you looking for signs, looking for synchronicities, looking for guidance on that next step. So any action that they take will be divinely guided. They will feel that they have the green light when they take this action. and we have Temperance. So, and the Sloth, patience. The idea of patience is showing itself over and over again. If you'll notice, all 3 cards at the bottom of the deck are major arcana cards. So these are huge themes of great importance to this person. They take this seriously. Any action that they take will be action that has been well thought out, well planned. They take it seriously. They know that it could change the course of their life. They actually, I feel like, already know that just meeting you has changed the course of their life. It's changed something in them on a really deep level. I really feel like this person wants to be in a very happy and optimistic place when they make a move towards you. I also feel like this is their energy when they're around you, this Sun card. So this might not be so much a matter of waiting until they feel that energy, but just being around you to feel it, because it's like they feel so uplifted when they're around you. We're gonna get some angel guidance cards when it comes to this connection. Sacred plan. That's what I was saying. Any action that's taken will be divinely guided. Then we have the Mother, Father, God card. So this is about divine connection. This is about listening, listening to the guidance, tapping into that inner knowing, that intuition. I feel like this connection is on some sort of divine path. Blessings and abundance. So that is a great sign. And it's like I was saying, the fortune teller card is about luck. It can be an indication of luck and of things just kind of going your way, feeling like it just kind of happened the perfect way. And I'm getting a lot of that. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of that. So let's just see what other messages we can get from the Love Story Oracle. We have romance. Beautiful. This person definitely recognizes how important this connection is. We have memories. This might be someone you had a past connection with, and they could be kind of reminiscing about the time that you spent together. I also think that this card is referencing this 10 of Swords kind of energy here. Oh my gosh, you guys. The card you just got. I'm so excited. Let me try to finish what I was saying. I feel like this memories can be referencing this 10 of Swords energy that's showing up. I think it's kind of a theme for both of you, like referencing some kind of hurt or disappointment that both of you have experienced and can relate to. So this is a lot of what goes through this person's mind, kind of remembering what they've been through. You had the Hope card come out, which is basically the Star card. Like it's the same kind of energy. This person is very, very hopeful. I think you both are very hopeful for this connection, very hopeful for how it can turn out, what kind of beautiful energy can come in for it with the Sun card, with the Wheel of Fortune, with the Star. I mean, these are really powerful indications that there is something here. There is something beautiful here, and there's something that both of you want to nurture and maintain. And this is the kind of relationship that will be reciprocal. It will be balanced. It will be very loving and nurturing on both sides. So it's like, I feel like the two of you aren't going to want for anything, because you're going to have each other's back. You're going to be so loving and caring toward each other, or that's what you're experiencing with them right now if you are with this person. So gorgeous energy. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye.